Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Yan. I'm one of the registered nurses. Today I probably look more like a cat woman. Well, I was trying to make a look of a cat woman. So I have this cute leather outfit on me. I'll try to post for you guys here a piece of my reel on Instagram of the full outlook, and I have this cute ears. Absolutely love it. I'm not really good on makeup to do all those, you know, like a professional cat and really nice Halloween makeups, not in my skill list, but I've done my best today to do kind of like an evening slash Halloween makeup. Anyway, so this is one of my outfits for tonight. It's really hot in Queensland, so leather would be perfect for tonight because it's still cool, nice evenings here. And I have a few more ideas in mind as well to try on later. If they work, I'll try to film for you guys stories for my Instagram. So if you haven't followed me on my Instagram, here is my name there, and I will also leave you a link to my profile in the description box below. Feel free to follow me there and watch my more like a personal life than nursing. And in today's video I want to do a Q&A. So it seems like you have liked my previous video answering all the nursing questions. I have asked you guys there to send me more questions to my DMs on Instagram, also to my TikTok and under the videos here. So I've gathered more questions from you guys. Seems like most of your questions go to my Instagram. You prefer that more for some reason, but yeah, I'm happy to receive your questions anywhere. So I'm gonna put my phone on airplane mode so nobody would call me. I've gathered your questions here in one file, and I put it on my WhatsApp so I could see them all. Okay, so the first question that you guys have asked is, do you like your salary? I don't know, it seems like you like to talk about how much nurses earn, and I mean, like, look, it's fair enough. Before going into this profession, a lot of people would be wondering how much I will be earning, because nursing degree is expensive, is not cheap, and before you start paying for it or getting a loan for it, you need to know how much you will be bringing back, you know. So yes, I do like my salary at the moment. I am practicing as a registered nurse, second year, and my salary is above 80k. It varies depending on how many additional shifts I pick up, also how many weekends and public holidays I have in my roster. My roster is different every month. That's why I say it varies, because it always changes. I might have like 4 weekends in 1 month. I might have all weekends working in a month, which will bring my salary obviously up. And also I do work apart from my permanent job at the hospital, also at a private aged care. So there I have a limited amount of shifts that I can pick up as a casual RN, and depending on my energy level, on my free time as well, I pick up different number of shifts. So yes, it's above 80k at the moment, and I am happy with it. Like, it's enough for me to have a comfortable life, put it that way, and also pay my hacks back. The next question is, do you like working as a nurse? Yeah, I do like working as a nurse. I mean, like, if I wouldn't like working as a nurse, I probably would not go into this profession. However, I've seen a lot of people who have studied bachelor, finished the whole you know, program, and then went into working, and within the year time dropped out because they understood that on practice, on actual practice, some things they didn't like, they understood that it wasn't for them, you know, so they stopped working as nurses. I've seen cases like that, but for me personally, like, there are things that I don't like and there are things that I like, and if you put it like on a scale perspective, then I would say that the good things outweigh the bad things. Okay, so yes, I do like my profession, and if anyone would ask me like if I have regrets or anything choosing nursing, I would say no. Also, nursing is such a field where you grow so much. If you don't want to work on a floor in medical surgical wards, you know, ED, whatever, you can go to research, you can go to community, you can go to palliation, you know, you can go into education as well. There are so many areas where you can go just with your bachelor without getting any advanced studies. post your bachelor, because bachelor gives you already as a base many opportunities to spread to, okay? And the more experience you get, the more knowledge you get, the more opportunities open up for you. You can become a clinical nurse, you can become a team leader on a ward if you want to, you can proceed to masters if you want to become a NAM, you know, and things like that. I think some people even saying like these days, like you might become a NAM even like from years of experience, not necessarily going into masters, okay? I'm not sure how 100% it is true, but I've heard the talking, you know. A lot of things always change, so like new things come up, you know, and things like that. But yeah, generally I love nursing. I love the opportunity of learning something new every single shift, and this is what gives me excitement to stay in this profession as well. The next question is, have you thought of studying medicine and becoming a doctor? Look, when I used to live in Ukraine back then, before my first degree, because I have 2 university degrees, my first one is in economics and management, and back then I wanted to become a doctor. I really wanted to become a doctor, but I was born in a small city down south of Ukraine. It's near Odessa, and in my city we didn't have a university which would provide a faculty of medicine. The nearest one that I needed to travel back then was Donetsk or Dnipropetrovsk, I think one of those cities. And of course, medicine was very expensive to study. And secondly, it was also expensive to live in a city where I had no relatives. So my parents would need to pay for my accommodation, for my food, for my travels, for everything, because I would be there alone. And when I spoke to my family, like, I didn't come from a wealthy family. I came from a middle-class family, and they said to me, like, no, that's out of discussion. We can't pull it off. It's very expensive. I was raised only by my mom and by my grandmother. My dad was not in a picture after I turned 13. So it was quite hard for them financially to pull it off. And they said to me, find any other, you know, faculty or field that interests you apart from medical field, and we can help you financially, you know, to pay for education. Because I was working already since I finished my high school. I was working as an admin in a musical school. It was a musical and art school, and yeah, so I had already a little bit of money, and they said, we can help you, like, you will pay a little bit and we will pay the most of it. And I said, okay, fine. So the next popular field back then was economics and then law. Okay, so 3 fields that were really popular back then in my country, and everyone would try to go into because it was a good money in the perspective of working in those fields. So it was medicine, law, and economics, finances, economics, anything to do with that. And I was like, I'm not a law person. I never had an interest to law. I will go to economics. And I went to International Kyiv University of Arts and Culture, but I went there to the economic faculty, and I have studied and finished my my bachelor, my first bachelor. So yeah, originally I wanted to become a doctor, but financially we could not do it. Not my family, not me. It was very hard. Maybe now, back now, you know, in my city, I don't know, like, there is a war now in Ukraine still going on, I don't know, but I think maybe there are universities who have opened up faculties for medicine. But yeah, back then, pity enough, it was not the opportunity for me. Otherwise, yes, maybe I would become a doctor. Now, thinking of becoming a doctor at my age now, I'm 39. I already have done my nursing, you know, going into another 5 years of medical school and then residency. I don't know. It sounds like a big, long way again. So, like, I was thinking before about becoming a nursing practitioner. So it's still in the back of my mind. So I had 2 outcomes for myself after becoming a registered nurse: to become a nurse practitioner or educator. So far, I am more leaning into becoming an educator because I want to do certificate in assessment and training. I've said this many times on my channel. But also as an option, I'm still considering and thinking doing masters to become a nurse practitioner, because nurse practitioners are very in demand here in Queensland. The Queensland Health, they want more nurse practitioners to appear in the industries, you know, so they encourage people to go and study masters, because they are very big help to our clinical field in general, because nurse practitioner, she can prescribe medication, she can diagnose certain conditions, you know, so they are big help to the doctors as well. So I'm still thinking about it, and it's a good money as well. So yeah, it's one of the options in my head, guys. Okay, so the next question is, how long did it take you to become a nurse? Well, from the very beginning, when I started Diploma of General Nursing, 3.5 years. Okay, so I will explain. I started my Diploma of General Nursing course full-time, so that was 18 months. Then I have moved to remaining 2 years to do my Bachelor of Nursing Science at University of Sunshine Coast to become registered nurse. And because I've got a year of credit from my diploma, I only needed to complete 2 years of my Bachelor at uni. So all in total full-time for two institutions was 3.5 years. Okay, during this time I have worked as AN, as EN, and then I started working as registered nurse after I completed my degree. I've got my registration, I've applied for grad position with Queensland Health, and this is how I became a registered nurse. So 3.5 years. Now all in total will be nearly 5 years, because I am practicing already 2nd year as a registered nurse. So yeah. Next question is, have you been bullied at work? Yes, I did. This question is very similar to the one that I had in my previous Q&A video. I have been bullied couple of times. My first time was the most hardest, I would say, because I did not expect that nursing world can be cruel. And this is true, some nurses can be very bitchy and they can bully the young ones, which I really don't understand why they have to do this, because we are the future of the nursing field, you know, we are here to learn and we're learning from them, you know, but some of them just become very nasty. Maybe it's just a jealousy that we're full of energy, we're new, we're young, I don't know. Anyway, so when I started as a AN, in the aged care facility, I came on my morning shift, and it was 25th, it was Christmas Day. I had this short shift from 5 o'clock in the morning till 1 p.m. and I thought, okay, I will take that shift. It was a triple pay or 2.5, something like that, and I thought, okay, it's a short shift. My family will be sleeping in the morning until like 10 or whatever. I'm just gonna take this short shift, and then the rest of the day is going to be to celebrate, you know, Christmas. So I came in a good mood, all dressed up, you know, and stuff, and I was having shift in a lock-up dementia unit that day. And we had only 2 carers. This is how many carers they had for 20 residents. I think it was that day we had only 19 rooms open or something like that, not fully, like, not all rooms. And it was 2 carers, and any double, you know, cares we needed to do together. So I came in and I didn't find her in the nursing station, and I couldn't look for her anywhere. Like, I looked for her but I couldn't find her, and I hear the buzzers going, you know, so it's like I waited 5 minutes. She's not coming, because I'm supposed to tell her that I'm here, you know, if there's any small handover that she can give me, you know, and then we would like work on a plan, who's doing what, whatever. So I waited 5 minutes, she's not coming, you know, the buzzers are still going, and it's a dementia unit, it's a high falls risk unit. They all have heavy dementia, delirium, you know, and all of that. And if you don't answer buzzer in time, the person is gonna get up, you know, trip over somewhere, fall, whatever. So I was like, okay, she's not coming, I can't find her, you know. I looked in the hallways and stuff, couldn't find her. I thought I will go and I will answer the buzzers. I went and I started answering the buzzers, and when you walk into the room of a resident who has dementia, you know, of course the soiled and stuff, you know, and it's a Christmas day, so the families are coming after breakfast to pick them up, take them to celebrate Christmas with the families outside, you know. So most of the residents needed to be ready by breakfast, dressed up nice, showered, you know, smell nice for the families to come and pick them up. So when you walk into the room, most of the time you will find them soiled, you need to clean them. So I took one of the residents, you know, who I went to first, took her for a shower, you know, and while I'm showering the resident, the other carer, she's just like rushing in, opens the door in the shower, and she was like, where have you been? I couldn't find you anywhere. Like, you're supposed to like find me and tell me that you are here and answer the buzzers and stuff. And I said like, I tried to find you and I couldn't. And I said, I did answer the buzzer. This is what I'm doing now. I answered the buzzer and I needed to shower, you know, such and such person. And she's like screaming at me in front of the resident. The resident's sitting naked, you know, on a shower chair, like absolutely shocked, even though they have dementia, but they are present in the moment. Like, people who have dementia, they are present in the moment. They understand most of it, what's happening in that moment. After 10 minutes probably they'll forget, but at that present moment they understand. And it gives them anxiety and fears when someone like screams around them, you know. And they're supposed to trust us because we are carers, we are there for them 24/7, you know, we're at first point of trust. And she's screaming at me, you know, and yelling and stuff in front of the resident. And I said to her, look, I will finish showering this resident and then I will come and I will help you and we can discuss on the plan, you know. She just slammed the door, she left. Then I finished with this resident, you know. She was cruel, you know, to me the whole shift. We could not work as a team. In the end of the shift, I was like, I was over it. I was completely over it. She came, she yelled to me again in the nursing station again, you know. I was like, that's enough. I thought, I'm going to report her to the management, but not today. The management were not there until the end of December, and they were coming back after the New Year's holidays. And I was like, okay, I'll just wait, you know. And the New Year's holidays finish and everything, and I receive a call from my highest manager, the owner of the company. She called me after New Year and she's like, hey, I received a complaint from such and such employee that you have been rude to her and you didn't do your tasks properly that shift, you didn't work as a team. And I'm like, what? And I said to her, I was actually going to file a complaint because she was rude and I couldn't work with her as a team for that very reason. And I said to her, I was just working through the holidays, and that was true. Like, when I used to be AN, I would try to pick up as much as I can of the shifts on holidays because I would save money before my placements come, so I could pay for my bills while I'm not working, my petrol, my parking and all of that. So I would work through all holidays. And I told her like this and this and this happened, and then she said, okay, can you please put it in writing? I said, yes, I'll put it in writing. And then she was like, and then I want you to come and talk to me. And she said, I want to talk to both of you. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. So I have, you know, sent her an email in writing and everything. And then she organized after that for me and that employer and her, all three of us, to have in a cafeteria that we have in that aged care, you know, a coffee, you know, and just talk it in a friendly kind of environment and see what solution we can find so me and her can work better, you know. It was very, how to describe it? It was very like uncomfortable and awkward meeting. But I was fine after that with that worker. Like, she hasn't been rude to me since then, but it was still a tension every time we would need to work together. And thanks God that she was mostly a night AN and I would not do nights. But when I would pick up an early shift like that from 5 o'clock in the morning till 1, we would overlap for just 1 hour and a half, you know. But that Christmas day, she was like the whole shift because she wanted to earn more money as well. And I was like, oh my God. Anyway, so yeah, that was my first bullying. And if I knew that she would report me first, you know, while I wasn't rude to her, I would have done it, you know, on the same day. Even if I'm tired, whatever, just coming from work, I would just sit down, you know, and just send an email. So if anything, guys, happen to you like this and you feel like, you know, you've been bullied, you know, just report it. Because it could be that the other person will twist it around against you. And even though they were initiating the bullying situation, they will twist it that you're the one that was guilty. So if anything happens to you like this, like it happened to me, always report it. You know, do not argue with the person, do not scream at them back, you know, because that would just escalate the situation. You know, just talk to them calmly, or if you see that the person is screaming to you, whatever, just turn yourself and walk away and just say, I'm not gonna continue this conversation, and just walk away. Yeah, but that was very bad. And can you imagine, it was like a Christmas day. My mood during the shift was ruined. Like, I was just working on autopilot, you know, I was just like, my mood was ruined. Like, it was so bad, and it was Christmas. Okay, the next question is, are you thinking about further education? Yes, so I'm thinking about doing certificate in assessment and training to go into education, or maybe to do masters if I want to become a nursing practitioner. Can you wear tattoos in nursing? Yes, we can. I mean, like, a lot of people before they become nurses had tattoos since they were teenagers. The thing is, if you have tattoos that are offensive, they would ask you to cover it by you know, like a makeup or whatever, if it's a base that you can, you know, cover it, you know. Or wear a shirt that would cover it, something like that, only if it's offensive. But seriously, we have so many doctors, we have educators who have tattoos on the fingers, on the hands, arms, you know, visible neck. It's fine, as long as it's not like F words, you know, or like offensive pictures, you know, of like private parts or something like that. That's fine. None of the patients really care about tattoos. They all have tattoos. I have a tattoo here. It says "Make It Happen." I've done it in Bali. It's an inspirational tattoo for me, keeping me moving forward and achieving things in my life. Does it matter what uni you go to get a better chances with nursing jobs? Look, I've heard some people say that, okay, if you go to this uni, then the hospital prefers the students from that uni, you know, if you go to this uni, the preferences will be given to someone else. Look, it's not entirely true, okay, because put it that way, let's say you're a student and you are practicing in a particular hospital, right? You had a placement there in different wards in the same hospital, yeah? And then when you apply for a job in that hospital, whether it's through the grad program or maybe you went to HK and you've got there a year of experience and you decided to come back to that hospital and apply there for a permanent position, the way you have presented yourself during your placement, this is what matters, okay? And you may take as well a referee, one of your facilitators who was with you on that placement, okay? And that facilitator will tell the management, if they call them, and they usually call because they need at least 2 referees, that yes, you know, such and such student, she showed competency in this and this and this, she was safe, she knew what she was doing, she was a good team player, she knew how to communicate with doctors, with patients, the other teams on a ward, she was great, you know, and they will testify that. So it doesn't really matter which uni you went to, it's how you present yourself during your placements, how you present yourself during the interview, you know, what you put into your resume and stuff like that. We have now on my ward nearly every month different students. We have it from ACU, from QUT, from Sunny Coast University. We have Ian's as well from TAFE, you know, and we can see who is hardworking and has ambitions to go, to grow, to learn, and who is just a lazy student, you know. And I'm not trying to say that because I do see lazy students when they come to our placement. And it doesn't matter which university they are from. What matters to me as a nurse when I have a student attached to me and I'm embodying him or her throughout the shift, does that student willing to do things? Are they willing to learn, you know, to step out of the comfort zone? And if that student decides to come back to apply for a position on my ward, I will remember that person and I will know whether they are good, hardworking people or just a lazy one. You know what I mean? So this is just my opinion. So I would say that uni doesn't matter as much, but how you present yourself and how you perform. Next question is, what unit are you in? Currently, I work in a general medicine unit. We have about 7 different teams covering medical, surgical, gastro, oncology, respiratory, and so on. So it's quite busy unit. It's the most busiest medical ward in my hospital, and I learn heaps in there, so I absolutely love this place of work. For me right now, to learn and get as much information as I can from this ward. Then maybe next I will move to maybe ED or somewhere else, I'll see. What's your favorite clinical procedure? Oh, that's an interesting one. What's my favorite clinical procedure? Oh, I don't know. Wounds? I like wounds. I like changing dressings. I like to do some debridements if it's not a surgical debridement of a wound, you know. Yeah, I just like wounds. I know it might sound weird and gross, but yeah, I do like wounds. This is from the procedures I perform. Yeah, if something to watch, I love surgeries. I have practiced 2 months in operating theater and then in recovery and admission clinic as well, and I love OT. I love it so much. I love to watch surgeries. I might maybe try to practice as a scrub nurse for maybe a year or 2. The only downside for me in an OT, in an operating room, is that it's very cold. It's very cold on day-to-day work. Like every day you would go there, you know, it's very cold and I don't like it, but everything else, like, I love. So I love to watch surgeries, but when it comes to procedures performed by me, yeah, I would say wounds. I absolutely love wounds. What car do you drive? Okay, that's more personal. I drive Kia Seltos GT line. It's a model of last year. I absolutely love this car. It's beautiful. I'll try to find a picture for you guys here of my car. Yeah, I bought it last year and I could not be more happier with this car. I absolutely love it. Which ward would you want to work in if you had to choose? Maybe ED. It's funny enough, when I was applying for my grad RN position with Queensland Health, I did not know yet where will be my final placement, because in my uni we have something called internship, which means you go in your last semester for 2 months of clinical placement, and they would be in a row. So can you imagine, like, you work full-time Monday to Friday, rotating between AM and PM shifts. You would have 1 week AMs, 1 week of PMs for 2 months in a row. It was killing. I was like a freaking zombie by the end of my 2 months internship, and 1 month of that internship I was in ED of my hospital downstairs, my ED. Okay, and yeah, I went there for 1 month, and I didn't know when I was applying for my grad position that I would have a placement in ED. Otherwise I would have put it as my preference, because I didn't want to put ED as my preference, although I did have an interest in it, because I didn't have experience, you know, and they would prefer you to put your preferences in something that you had experience. So I was like, like, I don't have experience, why would I put it, you know? So I was thinking I would just put the wards that I have practiced at, which were surgical, you know, perioperative, you know, and I thought, okay, that would be my first priorities. At least I have experience in it and I can confirm it, you know, and prove it. And then once already, like, the portal was closed, my application was already sent, I was told that I'm going to ED for 1 month. I'm like, shoot, I should have put it, like, if I only knew. So yeah, I mean, like, if I was not on my ward, I would probably choose ED. I like ED because it's a fast environment, you learn a lot as well, and it's just like very fast, everything happening there, and I love to be busy. I love to be busy during my shift. Even like my ward is very busy as well, but I think ED is a quite interesting place to gain your experience and a lot of knowledge on procedures as well, on diagnoses, you know, presenting symptoms of the patients with different conditions. you know, what would be the acute plan of action as well. Like, you need to think fast there, and this is what I like. So yeah, that would be the next area to go to. Do you own a house? If no, how much is your rent? Oh, I actually had this question a couple of times, guys, last year. I think it was asked by international students. They wanted to know the cost of living here. Because I came here from Europe, like I have my citizenship already because I've been in Australia for too long. But yeah, some of the international students who subscribe to my channel, they asked me before about the cost of living. So no, I don't own my house at the moment. I'm renting brand new townhouse, 3 bedrooms. I have moved in here when half of the complex was built and another half was still under construction. It was like only 3 people living in this complex including me, so it was a brand new house. I will make a tour for you guys, maybe after this video, if I still have a battery on my camera. I will make a tour for you guys around my house. I'll show you how my house looks like. Yeah, so I pay at the moment, you won't believe, I pay $350 still. $350 per week. Okay, it's very low price, but I've been always paying in time my rent. My house is in perfect condition. I literally look after it as it's my own, and my house is very beautiful. I call it my house because I live here, but I don't own it. But it's a very beautiful house. I've put so much money into designing the interior of it and stuff. I'll make a tour for you guys around my house. It took me a year to buy everything that I have, but I absolutely love my house. And yeah, I still pay $350, but I think when my contract is gonna finish next February, I will be paying probably about like $450 or $500, because this is the price for the townhouses in my complex, starting from $450, $480 to $500, $520, because the price now is going up in Queensland a lot. So yeah, I mean, like I started my rent here $330, and then it went for $330 for 2 years, and last year it went to $350. So I'm very blessed at the moment. But even if they put it like to $450 or $500, it's still very good for me. I have my 2 jobs beside me, you know. I love the area. So yeah, I consider myself blessed, and we have a beautiful pool as well. Next question is, which shift do you prefer more, AM, PM or night? PMs. I'm a PM girl. I'm an afternoon shift girl, okay? I don't like to wake up early to work. I do like to wake up early for my morning walks, to go to mountain hike, to the beach. I love to wake up early, but I don't like to wake up for work at 5 o'clock in the morning, especially if it's winter time, it's freaking dark outside and it's cold. I don't like it. So I'm a definitely PM girl. I'm not a big fan of nights. I know a few nurses of mine who I work with who love nights, but yeah, no, I'm a PM girl, and it's not as hectic as on morning shift. Next question is, would you date a nurse? No. I would not date a nurse, because it's a hectic lifestyle. It's a shift work. But saying that, my own partner, he works in construction, he's building things, and I don't see him. Like now, currently, he is on 4 days project in New South Wales. Okay, today he was calling me this morning. He was like, oh, I'm in Wollongong, it's so beautiful. He was going down the Sea Drive road, and he was like, it's so beautiful. I said, I know, I miss New South Wales so much. I lived there for 7 years and I loved it. And he was like, it's so beautiful here. I said, I know, I miss it so much. So he's coming back on Wednesday night. I haven't seen him since last Saturday, and then on 15th of November he's traveling back to Sydney again. They're gonna build a candy shop, one of our famous candy shops here in Queensland. So they're gonna build, it's like a chain, it's a franchise. They're gonna build their candy shop, which is for 3 weeks project. Okay, they're paying for his travel, his plane tickets, accommodation, even food allowance. They pay everything for them. You know, I feel so jealous. And he was like, can you come to me for a weekend to Sydney? And I said, like, I don't know, I only have 1 weekend free, and it's like I don't know, I have to think about it. So we will see. But yeah, like I don't see him. I like, even though I said no, I would not date a nurse, but seriously, like my own partner, I don't see him. He's always on projects. He just finished his half-a-year contract working night shifts, so I couldn't see him as well. And now he's turned into a FIFA worker. Like he's always out of state. Yeah, so I don't know, I mean, like you can't say yes or no to your heart if you fall in love with someone and the person is decent and respects you and nice and everything. But yeah, like I don't want to date anyone in clinical field, and definitely not a doctor, because they always at the hospital. Like their life, 90%, if not more, is in a hospital, and they love nurses. Like you would be always feeling jealous. Okay. The next question is, how tall are you? I saw your outfit reels on Insta. I am 172 centimeters. I think it's equal to 5'7" inch. Yeah, I think. Yeah, so I'm 172. I'm not very tall and I'm not very short. And the last question is, what happened to photography? Look guys, I used to do photography on a full-time back in New South Wales. I was a family photographer. I used to do couple weddings, you know, love stories and all of that. A lot of artwork. I've got a lot of prizes here in Australia as one of the fine art photographers. I've got into first 35 best photographers in New South Wales as well. Like I love that, but since I started nursing, I just find no energy to do it. Like YouTube is my energy spot now, apart from work, where I try to invest my time and my energy into, and I just can't fit in photography. Like I have such expensive gear at home that I have changed 3 years ago, if not less. Like I bought new Sony camera, I've bought Sigma art lenses, quite expensive. Like my gear, I spent nearly 10k on it, and like now it's just like lying down there and I'm not using it. So I have to do something about it. I think I have to find somehow time, maybe a couple of times, to do photo shoots or something throughout the month, you know, just for my soul back again to fine art. I love fine art photography. I absolutely love it, and I think it just comes from my background. My dad, he is an artist. He has his gallery. He had his gallery, not anymore, in Kiev. You know, he's a nice painter, and I went to art school as well for 4 years. It lives in me, you know. I love to draw, you know, but I more put it kind of like into editing it in a Photoshop, creating beautiful pictures, beautiful photos, beautiful pieces. I'll try to put through some here, guys. Yeah, but yeah, it was feeding my soul. It was feeding my soul. I was so happy. I have to go back to it, guys. So this is what pretty much happened. Like nursing took most of my time because I was studying and working at the same time for 3.5 years. Now I am just working in 2 jobs. I'm paying off my hacks, you know, and stuff. I'm trying to save a little bit because I want to go to Bali. I don't know. Yeah, that's just life, I guess. That's just life. Anyway, so those ones are the questions for today. This video is probably super long now. I hope you enjoy this type of videos. Please leave more questions to me under my videos, or send me your questions to my Instagram if that's more easier for you, and I will collect them and answer them in my next video. And thank you so much for your support and being on my channel, and I will see you in my next videos. Bye.